Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Exposition of the Holy Quran. By Allama G.A Parwez. Sura 17. BANI ISR'AEL. Verse 53 to 111.
وَقُلْ لِعِبَادِي يَقُولُوا الَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ إِنَّ الشَّيْطَانَ يَنزَغُ بَيْنَهُمْ إِنَّ الشَّيْطَانَ كَانَ لِلْإِنسَانِ عَدُوًّا مُبِينًا.
53. O Rasul, you should ask those who have submitted to Allah's laws to speak gently to the unbelievers and to each other, for Shaitan is always on the lookout as to how he may create dissension amongst you. Shaitan is man's avowed enemy.
رَبُّكُمْ أَعْلَمُ بِكُمْ إِنْ يَشَأْ يَرْحَمْكُمْ أَوْ إِنْ يَشَأْ يُعَذِّبْكُمْ وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ عَلَيْهِمْ وَكِيلًا.
54. Allah knows all about you. If you follow His laws, He will bestow rahmat on you. If you go against them, you will be chastised. You are responsible for your actions, and the Rasul has not been sent as a warden over you.
وَرَبُّكَ أَعْلَمُ بِمَنْ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَلَقَدْ فَضَّلْنَا بَعْضَ النَّبِيِّينَ عَلَى بَعْضٍ وَآتَيْنَا دَاوُودَ زَبُورًا.
55. Allah is well aware of everything in the universe. He had sent Anbiya to every nation. Amongst them was David, to whom was given the Zabur, Psalms, as was also given to the others. There was no distinction amongst the Anbiya so far as Nubuwwat was concerned. They were, however, differentiated from each other by virtue of their sphere of activity. 2. 253.
قُلِ ادْعُوا الَّذِينَ زَعَمْتُمْ مِنْ دُونِهِ فَلَا يَمْلِكُونَ كَشْفَ الضُّرِّ عَنْكُمْ وَلَا تَحْوِيلًا.
56. Say to the mushrikeen that they should call upon those whom they set up as peers to Allah for help. You will find that they have no power to relieve them from distress or to bring about a change in their condition. 57.
أولئك الذين يدعون يبتغون إلى ربهم الوسيلة أيهم أقرب ويرجون رحمته ويخافون عذابه إن عذاب ربك كان محذورا.
Amongst those whom they set up as peers to Allah, the ones whom they consider to be nearest to Allah are those who themselves strive to attain nearness to Allah and hope for His rahmat and fear His chastisement, which should be shunned at all costs.
وَإِن مِّن قَرْيَةٍ إِلَّا نَحْنُ مُهْلِكُوهَا قَبْلَ يَوْمِ الْقِيَامَةِ أَوْ مُعَذِّبُوهَا عَذَابًا شَدِيدًا كَانَ ذَلِكَ فِي الْكِتَابِ مَسْطُورًا.
58. These people think that the system they have devised is so strong that none can touch them. Tell them that no system built on wrong foundations will last forever. It will be destroyed here in this world, or its upholders are subjected to grievous chastisement. This is all laid down in the book containing the law of Mukafat.
وَمَا مَنَعَنَا أَن نُرْسِلَ بِالْآيَاتِ إِلَّا أَن كَذَّبَ بِهَا الْأَوَّلُونَ وَآتَيْنَا ثَمُودَ النَّاقَةَ مُبْصِرَةً فَظَلَمُوا بِهَا وَمَا نُرْسِلُ بِالْآيَاتِ إِلَّا تَخْوِيفًا.
59. They say, O Rasul, that if you are truthful in your claim, you should show them some visible proof of it. Nothing can hinder Allah from bringing forth such proof, but history has shown that human beings who do not apply their reason seldom learn from such proofs. For instance, the people of Thamud had made an agreement with their Rasul that they would allow all animals to drink water from the springs. To see whether they honored the agreement, a she-camel was marked for the purpose. Not only did they disregard their agreement but they hamstrung her, and we do not send these signs for any other purpose than to convey a warning. 7. 77, 11. 65, 26. 155 to 156, 54. 28 to 29, 91. 11 to 15.
وإذ قلنا لك إن ربك أحاط بالناس وما جعلنا الرؤيا التي أريناك إلا فتنة للناس والشجرة الملعونة في القرآن ونخوفهم فما يزيدهم إلا طغيانا كبيرا.
60. Allah gives warning to the wrongdoers through the Rusul. If they apply their minds to the warning without prejudice, the circumstantial evidence would lead them to believe that the warning would come true. For instance, during the early stages of this movement these people were told that they would be brought around towards it gradually. But they simply mocked at it. You had narrated your vision to them saying that you would enter Makkah victoriously one day. 48. 27. But they never took it seriously. By the parable of the cursed tree mentioned in Quran. 37. 62, 44. 43, 56. 52. They were warned that if their ringleaders did not desist opposing the movement, they would be disgraced and humiliated. But they simply mocked at it. These warnings were given in order to cure them, but it only increased their rebelliousness, as happened in the case of Iblis.
وَإِذْ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ اسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ فَسَجَدُوا إِلَّا إِبْلِيسَ قَالَ أَأَسْجُدُ لِمَنْ خَلَقْتَ طِينًا قال أرأيتك هذا الذي كرمت علي لئن أخرتني إلى يوم القيامة لأحتنكن ذريته إلا قليلا.
61 to 62. The story of Iblis and Adam has been narrated before. We said to the Malaika to bow before Adam and they did so. Iblis, however, refused to do so, saying, "Shall I bow before him whom you have created of mere clay and exalted above me? If you will only give me respite till man remains on the face of the earth, you will see how I will subdue and humiliate his progeny, all, but a few." 2. 30 to 39, 7. 11 to 14, 15. 27 to 41.
قال اذهب فمن تبعك منهم فإن جهنم جزاؤكم جزاء موفورا واستفزز من استطعت منهم بصوتك وأجلب عليهم بخيلك ورجلك وشاركهم في الأموال والأولاد وعدهم وما يعدهم الشيطان إلا غرورا إن عبادي ليس لك عليهم سلطان وكفى بربك وكيلا.
63 to 65. Allah said, "Go ahead, whosoever from amongst them follows you, the recompense for him and you will be Jahannam, an ample recompense. I know what schemes you will devise to lead them astray, some you will entice through your propaganda. Some you will assault with all the forces at your command. Others through polluting their economic order, some by ruining their children through wrong education and others by offering them various undertakings. In short, you will ruin them by holding out to them alluring promises. You may do whatever you want, but you will not have any power over my devotees who will adhere to my laws. For none is worthy of trust as the laws of Rabubayat given by your Rabb.
ربكم الذي يزجي لكم الفلك في البحر لتبتغوا من فضله إنه كان بكم رحيما.
66. How trustworthy Allah's laws are, you experience daily. For instance, He makes the ship sail smoothly through the sea so that you may seek His bounty. This is His rahmat for you.
وَإِذَا مَسَّكُمُ الضُّرُّ فِي الْبَحْرِ ضَلَّ مَن تَدْعُونَ إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ فَلَمَّا نَجَّاكُمْ إِلَى الْبَرِّ أَعْرَضْتُمْ وَكَانَ الْإِنسَانُ كَفُورًا.
67. When any mishap befalls you on the sea, those whom you call on besides Allah do not come to your rescue, and you can overcome it only if you follow Allah's laws. But when the trouble is over and you reach the land safely, you turn away from Him. How very ungrateful man is.
أَفَأَمِنْتُمْ أَنْ يَخْسِفَ بِكُمْ جَانِبَ الْبَرِّ أَوْ يُرْسِلَ عَلَيْكُمْ حَاصِبًا ثُمَّ لَا تَجِدُوا لَكُمْ وَكِيلًا.
68. When you reach the land you think that you are perfectly safe. Is it not possible that a landslide may swallow you or a sandstorm strike you? In that case you will not find anyone to protect you except Allah's laws.
أَمْ أَمِنْتُمْ أَنْ يُعِيدَكُمْ فِيهِ تَارَةً أُخْرَى فَيُرْسِلَ عَلَيْكُمْ قَاصِفًا مِنَ الرِّيحِ فَيُغْرِقَكُمْ بِمَا كَفَرْتُمْ ثُمَّ لَا تَجِدُوا لَكُمْ عَلَيْنَا بِهِ تَبِيعًا.
69. Are you certain that if you go once more to the sea no storm blast will drown you? You will then find no helper against us.
وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ وَحَمَلْنَاهُمْ فِي الْبَرِّ وَالْبَحْرِ وَرَزَقْنَاهُمْ مِنَ الطَّيِّبَاتِ وَفَضَّلْنَاهُمْ عَلَى كَثِيرٍ مِّمَّنْ خَلَقْنَا تَفْضِيلًا.
70. Physical force working in the universe are mighty and powerful, but to mankind we have given superiority over all of them. And certainly we have honored man, and given him the knowledge as a result of which he can conquer the forces of nature on land and sea and thus earn pleasant sustenance for himself. In fact, we have given superiority to man over most of our creations.
يَوْمَ نَدْعُو كُلَّ أُنَاسٍ بِإِمَامِهِمْ فَمَنْ أُوتِيَ كِتَابَهُ بِيَمِينِهِ فَأُولَئِكَ يَقْرَؤُونَ كِتَابَهُمْ وَلَا يُظْلَمُونَ فَتِيلًا.
71. But human life is not confined to physical life. There is another life constituted of his actions and beliefs which continues beyond this life. 15. 13. And that day all men will be called along with their records. Those who will be given their records in their right hands shall be delighted to read it, and they will not be wronged in the slightest degree.
وَمَنْ كَانَ فِي هَذِهِ أَعْمَى فَهُوَ فِي الْآخِرَةِ أَعْمَى وَأَضَلُّ سَبِيلًا.
72. But this does not mean that the consequences of human actions will manifest themselves only in the life hereafter. They affect his life in this world also. So, one who is blind in this world, will be blind in the hereafter, even farther astray from the path of truth.
وَإِن كَادُوا لَيَفْتِنُونَكَ عَنِ الَّذِي أَوْحَيْنَا إِلَيْكَ لِتَفْتَرِيَ عَلَيْنَا غَيْرَهُ وَإِذًا لَاتَّخَذُوكَ خَلِيلًا.
73. Your opponents tried hard to lure you away from what we had revealed to you and cause you to substitute something else in our name and thus take you as a friend.
وَلَوْلَا أَن ثبتناك لقد كدت تركن إليهم شيئا قليلا.
74. Had you not adhered steadfastly to our laws, you might have leaned a little towards them. 10. 15, 11. 113, 68. 9.
إذا لأذقناك ضعف الحياة وضعف الممات ثم لا تجد لك علينا نصيرا.
75. In that case you would have tasted double chastisement in this world as well as in the next, and you would not have found anyone as a helper against Allah.
وإن كادوا ليستفزونك من الأرض ليخرجوك منها وإذا لا يلبثون خلافك إلا قليلا.
76. The Jews in Medina had decided to make life so difficult for you in the city that you would be forced to leave it also. If that had happened, they would not have had any respite anymore.
سنة من قد أرسلنا قبلك من رسلنا ولا تجد لسنتنا تحويلا.
77. This was our way for the Rusul whom we had sent before you, and you will not find any change therein, so far as you are concerned.
أقم الصلاة لدلوك الشمس إلى غسق الليل وقرآن الفجر إن قرآن الفجر كان مشهودا ومن الليل فتهجد به نافلة لك عسى أن يبعثك ربك مقاما محمودا.
78 to 79. This will not, however, happen automatically. You will have to strive hard for it. You will have to follow a definite program. Before the day dawns, set out your schedule for the whole day in the light of the Quran, since that time is very congenial for such deliberation. Then from the dawning of the day to the evening follow it practically. In the early hours of the night consult with your companions. 73. 20. In the late hours of the night you may rise if necessary. This is, however, voluntary devotion for you. If you and your companions follow this program assiduously, you will soon attain an exalted position of praise and glory in the eyes of the whole world.
وقل رب أدخلني مدخل صدق وأخرجني مخرج صدق واجعل لي من لدنك سلطانا نصيرا.
80. Say, O my Rabb, whatever be the situation in which I find myself or from which I have to come out, let it be in a perfectly right manner, and grant me strength which in every situation shall bear me out.
وقل جاء الحق وزهق الباطل إن الباطل كان زهوقا وننزل من القرآن ما هو شفاء ورحمة للمؤمنين ولا يزيد الظالمين إلا خسارا.
81 to 82. O Rasul, announce to the entire world that truth has manifested itself and falsehood has vanished. For falsehood has vanished. For falsehood by its very nature must perish eventually. This will also happen by following this Quran, step by step, which is a healing and rahmat for those who believe, but which increases the loss and distress of those who reject it.
وَإِذَا أَنْعَمْنَا عَلَى الْإِنسَانِ أَعْرَضَ وَنَأَى بِجَانِبِهِ وَإِذَا مَسَّهُ الشَّرُّ كَانَ يَئُوسًا. 83. The position of those who do not believe in Allah's laws is that when favors are bestowed on them, they grow indifferent and turn away, but when distress overpowers them, they fall into despair. قُلْ كُلٌّ يَعْمَلُ عَلَى شَاكِلَتِهِ فَرَبُّكُمْ أَعْلَمُ بِمَنْ هُوَ أَهْدَى سَبِيلًا.
84. We have bestowed upon man freedom of will and choice, but he creates for himself fetters which limit his freedom. His actions are, thus, limited by his self-made laws and beliefs. He remains in the self-deception that he is following the right path. But the criterion to judge who is following the right path is Allah's laws and the limitations imposed by him alone.
وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الرُّوحِ قُلِ الرُّوحُ مِنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّي وَمَا أُوتِيتُم مِّنَ الْعِلْمِ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا.
85. When you say, it is Allah's wahi, revelation, which I communicate to you, they ask you as to what is the nature of wahi. Tell them that it belongs to the realm of Allah's amr, which it is not possible to grasp with the scanty knowledge that human beings have.
وَلَئِن شِئْنَا لَنَذْهَبَنَّ بِالَّذِي أَوْحَيْنَا إِلَيْكَ ثُمَّ لَا تَجِدُ لَكَ بِهِ عَلَيْنَا وَكِيلًا إِلَّا رَحْمَةً مِّن رَّبِّكَ إِنَّ فَضْلَهُ كَانَ عَلَيْكَ كَبِيرًا. قُل لَّئِنِ اجْتَمَعَتِ الْإِنسُ وَالْجِنُّ عَلَىٰ أَن يَأْتُوا بِمِثْلِ هَٰذَا الْقُرْآنِ لَا يَأْتُونَ بِمِثْلِهِ وَلَوْ كَانَ بَعْضُهُمْ لِبَعْضٍ ظَهِيرًا. وَلَقَدْ صَرَّفْنَا لِلنَّاسِ فِي هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ مِنْ كُلِّ مَثَلٍ فَأَبَىٰ أَكْثَرُ النَّاسِ إِلَّا كُفُورًا.
86-89. If we decide to take away what we have revealed to you, you cannot find anyone to plead your cause against us. It is only Allah's rahmat that it is revealed to you, and great indeed is his favor towards you. 2. 105, 6. 125, 14. 11. Should jinn and ins together attempt to produce the like of this Quran, it will not be possible for them to do so, however the one group may help the other. 2. 23, 10. 38, 11. 13. We have in this Quran explained the truth to man in diverse manners, but the majority of men do nothing but deny it. 17. 41.
وَقَالُوا لَن نُّؤْمِنَ لَكَ حَتَّى تَفْجُرَ لَنَا مِنَ الْأَرْضِ يَنبُوعًا أَوْ تَكُونَ لَكَ جَنَّةٌ مِّن نَّخِيلٍ وَعِنَبٍ فتفجر الأنهار خلالها تفجيرا أو تسقط السماء كما زعمت علينا كسفا أو تأتي بالله والملائكة قبيلا أو يكون لك بيت من زخرف أو ترقى في السماء ولن نؤمن لرقيك حتى تنزل علينا كتابا نقرأه قل سبحان ربي هل كنت إلا بشرا رسولا.
90-93. Instead of reflecting on the Quran, they go on demanding that you should show them miracles. For example, cause a fountain to gush for us from the earth, or have an orchard of date palms and grapevine and cause streams to flow profusely therein, or cause the sky to fall upon us in pieces as you have threatened, or to bring Allah himself or Malaika before us, or you have a palace of gold built for you, or you ascend to the heavens. We will not believe even by your ascension to heaven until you cause a book to descend on us which we can read. 26. 187, 6. 35. Tell them, My Rabb is much exalted to compel you to believe through miracles, and I am only a human being and his messenger.
وما منع الناس أن يؤمنوا إذ جاءهم الهدى إلا أن قالوا أبعث الله بشرا رسولا قل لو كان في الأرض ملائكة يمشون مطمئنين لنزلنا عليهم من السماء ملكا رسولا قل كفى بالله شهيدا بيني وبينكم إنه كان بعباده خبيرا بصيرا ومن يهد الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد لهم أولياء من دونه ونحشرهم يوم القيامة على وجوههم عميا وبكما وصما مأواهم جهنم كلما خبت زدناهم سعيرا ذلك جزاؤهم بأنهم كفروا بآياتنا وقالوا أإذا كنا عظاما ورفاتا أإنا لمبعوثون خلقا جديدا.
94-98. They do not believe in you because you are a human being. This is not a new phenomenon. Whenever we had sent a Rasul, they objected why a human being had been sent as a Rasul, and this objection stood in the way of accepting his teachings. Say to them, O Rasul, were there angels walking about on earth as their natural abode instead of human beings, Allah would have certainly sent down an angel as a Rasul. 43. 60. I can only say that Allah is a sufficient witness between you and me to decide this. He knows everything about human beings. I can only say this much, that only those who follow his guidance will be on the right path, and those who go astray will find none to help them. On the day of reckoning, we shall muster them on their faces blind, deaf, and dumb, and their abode shall be Jahannam. When its fire begins to abate, we shall rekindle it. This is their recompense for having refused to believe in our laws, and for having declared, when we are reduced to dust and bones shall we be raised once more as a new creation.
أولم يروا أن الله الذي خلق السماوات والأرض قادر على أن يخلق مثلهم وجعل لهم أجلا لا ريب فيه فأبى الظالمون إلا كفورا.
99. Do they not reflect that Allah, who created the entire universe out of nothingness, is able to create the like of them, and has appointed for everything, according to his laws, a time of life in this world about which no one should entertain any doubt? Yet they persist in denial.
قل لو أنتم تملكون خزائن رحمة ربي إذا لأمسكتم خشية الإنفاق وكان الإنسان قتورا.
100. The result of their belief that life is confined to this world is that they hold the wealth for themselves. If you ask them to keep it open to the use of those in need of it, they refuse to do so for fear of its diminution. Man left to himself becomes covetous.
ولقد آتينا موسى 9 آيات بينات فاسأل بني إسرائيل إذ جاءهم فقال له فرعون إني لأظنك يا موسى مسحورا.
101. To make clear to them what the consequences of such an attitude are, narrate to them the story of Moses and the Pharaoh. Before the Pharaoh was ruined, we had sent Moses to him with 9 clear signs. If your opponents entertain any doubt about it, ask them to ascertain it from the BANI ISR'AEL. When Moses came to the Pharaoh, he said that in his opinion he was a bewitched man. 7. 130-33, 27. 12.
قال لقد علمت ما أنزل هؤلاء إلا رب السماوات والأرض بصائر وإني لأظنك يا فرعون مثبورا.
102. He further said to the Pharaoh, I feel that you are convinced in your heart that what I say is from the sustainer of the heavens and the earth, but your ego does not permit you to confess this openly. 27. 14. You say that I am bewitched, but I find you a person devoid of reason, because destruction and downfall engulf you from all sides, yet you do not see it.
فأراد أن يستفزهم من الأرض فأغرقناه ومن معه جميعا.
103. The Pharaoh tried every tactic to dislodge Bani Israel in the country, but to no avail. On the other hand, he and his companions were all drowned.
وقلنا من بعده لبني إسرائيل اسكنوا الأرض فإذا جاء وعد الآخرة جئنا بكم لفيفا.
104. Thereafter we said to the Bani Israel to settle down in the land, and that when the second lapse came. 17. 4-7. They would be encircled and murdered. They were also told that they would be given another opportunity to revive when the last of the Rasul was raised.
وبالحق أنزلناه وبالحق نزل وما أرسلناك إلا مبشرا ونذيرا.
105. And we have revealed this Quran with truth, and it has come down to you with truth, and we have sent you, O Rasul, to give glad tidings to the believers and warning to the wrongdoers. 7. 156.
وقرآنا فرقناه لتقرأه على الناس على مكث ونزلناه تنزيلا.
106. Since the intention was that people should accept the Quran after being convinced of its truth, we descended it not in its entirety but piecemeal, so that you may present it to them with slow deliberation.
قل آمنوا به أو لا تؤمنوا إن الذين أوتوا العلم من قبله إذا يتلى عليهم يخرون للأذقان سجدا ويقولون سبحان ربنا إن كان وعد ربنا لمفعولا ويخرون للأذقان يبكون ويزيدهم خشوعا.
107-109. O Rasul, say to them whether you all believe in it or not. Does not make much difference, but this book can be understood by those who have insight, knowledge, and wisdom, and when it is presented to those who are previously endowed with knowledge, will reflect on it and will submit to it and exclaim, Exalted is our Rabb. We are sure that all his promises will come true. They exclaim it with complete humility and tears in their eyes.
قل ادعوا الله أو ادعوا الرحمن أيما تدعوا فله الأسماء الحسنى ولا تجهر بصلاتك ولا تخافت بها وابتغ بين ذلك سبيلا.
110. O Rasul, tell them, whether you call him by the name of Allah or Rahman, it does not matter. All his names are excellent and facets of the same reality. In the salat, do not be too loud in voice nor too low, but seek a way in between.
وقل الحمد لله الذي لم يتخذ ولدا ولم يكن له شريك في الملك ولم يكن له ولي من الذل وكبره تكبيرا.
111. Tell them that the Allah we believe in, 1. Is worthy of all hamd, 2. Has not begotten a son, 3. Has no partner in his sovereignty, 4. Is not feeble and, therefore, does not, 5. Need a protector. The purpose of our life is that his order may be established in the world. 9. 33, 79. 7.